Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please scoot into the middle of your sections. We still have people that are looking for a seat on the outside edges. If you are still looking for a seat, please come forward. We will begin momentarily. Please welcome to the mound, Steve Starks.
Welcome. It's really great to see all of you, and it's fun to have a nice start like that with the music. It's a privilege for us to be here with so many friends and partners, community builders, and again, we couldn't be more grateful for your presence and for this view behind us and a beautiful day that we're enjoying that only Utah Falls can bring. Before we begin today, I want to acknowledge Gail Miller, who's with us today up here. I was going to say stand. What do you call this? Infield. As you know, Gail represents the best of our community, and our organization is fashioned in the spirit of giving back and building the community. And we're incredibly grateful for that. So thank you, Gail, for being here. Now, if I could, let me introduce some special guests who are here with us today. The first I want to recognize is Utah Governor Spencer Cox. We're grateful for the governor's leadership here in our state and beyond. The governor's been a great supporter of this project and many others across the state. He has a tremendous vision for what Utah's becoming. He's also the chairman of the National Governors Association and is helping create a more civil tone in our national political discourse, and I'm proud to call him a friend. Governor, thank you for being here. We're grateful to have Senate President Stuart Adams with us today, a big baseball fan, a great leader in our state, and so President Adams, thank you. We're also grateful to have Representative Mike Schultz that's with us. He's also from northern Utah, where I am. Tremendous leader, cares deeply about doing things the right way in our state. Representative Schultz, thank you as well. We have South Jordan Mayor Dawn Ramsey, who has been an incredible partner from the beginning of this project. She's a visionary leader, and without her leadership and that of the City Council, we wouldn't be standing here today, so please give her a round of applause as well. Thank you, Mayor. Peter Woodfork, who is the Major League Baseball Senior Vice President of MILB Operations and Development, is here from New York. I don't know if you know this. Of course you do, because you're here. But the baseball playoffs are deep right now. We're getting ready to have a World Series. And so, Peter, it means a lot that you'd be here from New York with us today. And Dennis Kuhl is here. He's the chairman of the Los Angeles Angels. Dennis, we're grateful for our longtime affiliation with the Angels, and next year the Angels are going to be in the playoffs, so that's why we had to do it this year. So we're grateful for your support and for the partnership. And lastly, Thane Schaefer's the president and CEO of America First Credit Union, who's with us, and you'll hear from him later, and I'll talk more about Thane and the America First team in a few moments. We also want to extend a warm welcome to Perry Managian, who's the general manager for the Los Angeles Angels. We're grateful, Perry, for coming up today. We also have Joey Probinski, the director of player development for the Angels as well, who's here with us, and Keith Johnson, manager of the Salt Lake Bees. Please give them a round of applause. It's a blessing to have partners like the Angels who do things the right way and on and off the field, and we've benefited from that relationship, and we want to make you proud with this project as well, so thanks for your leadership and partnership. There's also a few other people that I'll recognize. We have with us Speaker Brad Wilson, who's here today, and Representatives Candace Perucci and Ryan Wilcox. Thank you for being here, as well as Senators Lincoln Fillmore and Dan McKay. Please give them a round of applause. We're grateful for our elected officials. Now, as you know, projects like this don't happen without vision and collaboration and teamwork. And I want to acknowledge a few people that are here today who are making this project happen. First is Brad Holmes, who's the president of Larry H. Miller Real Estate. He and his team have done incredible work for 2 years planning for this. I want to also acknowledge Michelle Smith, who's the president of Larry H. Miller Sports and Entertainment, for all that she's done in preparing for this event. Amanda Covington is our Chief Corporate Affairs Officer for the Larry H. Miller Company. She's thrown this party today and done an incredible job. Please give her a round of applause for this. We have J-Dogs in the back, and the joke is that Starks will throw a party if it means he can get a J-Dog. And we're grateful for that, this event and others that Amanda does so well. Mark Amicone is the president and general manager of the Salt Lake Bees. Mark, thank you for your leadership over many, many years, baseball and sports in our community, and he's here with his great wife. So thank you very much. Ty Wardle's the chief revenue officer for Larry Miller Sports and Entertainment, and led the initiative that you'll hear about more today with America First. Is a great leader. We're grateful for Ty and his leadership and support. And then finally, Stephen James, who has the best title of any corporate title I've ever heard. He is the Chief Visionary Officer for Larry H. Miller Real Estate, and the title fits who he is. Stephen, we're grateful for you. There are too many other people to thank. We have an incredible team throughout our organization and with the city, all our partners, and again, so thank you to everybody. Now, as you know, our entree into professional baseball began long before Gail and Larry bought the Bees in 2005. It began with Larry's love for the game and his career playing fast-pitch softball. Gail raised her children at the ballpark watching Larry compete. Their passion for gathering in the stands and creating memories is authentic, and it runs in their family's DNA. Professional baseball has been played in Utah, in particular Salt Lake City, for more than 100 years. We have enjoyed our time at Smith's Ballpark and our partnership with Salt Lake City. We share our gratitude to the city and the community and the ballpark neighborhood and appreciate their long-term support for the team. And we look forward to seeing you at the ballpark here in the future as well. Now, as many of you have heard, we want baseball to remain part of the capital city and are working with a broad coalition to position Salt Lake City as an ideal Major League Baseball expansion market. So we hope that baseball's not gone from Salt Lake City for too long. In Salt Lake City, the Bees earned the reputation for the best ballpark view in minor league baseball. And we will continue that tradition here in South Jordan with this picturesque view behind me of the Wasatch Mountains. You may or may not be aware, but we are actually sitting at a higher elevation here today, making this view of the valley and the mountains to our east one in a million. While our groundbreaking is centered around baseball, this is about more than that. It's about community. All of us, including our children and future generations. Baseball as our national pastime is a wonderful analogy for community, especially one like ours. It requires teamwork, collaboration, bold moves, and fans who cheer each other on. When Larry H. Miller Real Estate acquired Daybreak in 2021, we went on a listening tour where we met with elected officials, business and community leaders, and residents. It became clear in those conversations that we had a generational opportunity to create a new regional urban center in the fastest growing part, the southwest part of Salt Lake County. This new regional urban center will be a destination mixed-use development that is complementary to the unprecedented growth we are experiencing as one of the fastest growing states in the country. A best-in-class regional destination needs jobs, housing diversity and affordability, education, retail, and dining options, and of course, sports and entertainment venues. With a visionary leadership from federal, state, and local leaders and investments in infrastructure over the past 20 years, this former mining land was the perfect place to create this regional transformational urban center. Through our research, we became acutely aware of the need for housing options near transit and an opportunity to create affordable housing inventory within this award-winning master plan community. Thus, early concepts of Downtown Daybreak were brought back to the planning table. And because of a strong partnership with the city of South Jordan, we were able to designate 100 acres within this 200-acre downtown area as a Housing Transit Reinvestment Zone, or HTRZ. Its nucleus is right where you exited the buses today, which will be a new light rail, right on time, a new light rail station that will open in 2025, just behind me. We appreciate the partnership with UTA and Wasatch Front Regional Council on this. This HTRZ area within Downtown Daybreak in South Jordan will include the following: 500 affordable and deeply affordable housing units, 16 acres of open space to go along with the existing open space throughout Daybreak, including Ochre Lake, 9,000 direct jobs, structured parking with street-level retail and dining, and connected trails between schools, neighborhoods, and recreational amenities like the new Bingham Creek Regional Park. You'll learn more about this incredible public-private partnership from some of our other speakers today. Now, I would like to make 3 exciting announcements. The first announcement that we want to make today is that we will break ground on a new megaplex theater. think we can cue the video. As you can see, this won't be a typical theater. This will be Megaplex's first cinema entertainment center and will include 100% luxury seating, luxury bowling lanes and laneside service, a state-of-the-art arcade and virtual reality games, and a sports-themed lounge with access to an in-house chef and scratch kitchen, as well as private dining, entertainment, and event spaces. This world-class cinema center will be active year-round and will become a gathering place for family, friends, and co-workers, and will complement the other exciting entertainment options in Downtown Daybreak. Speaking of which, our second announcement is a new ballpark for the Salt Lake Bees. Right here, South Jordan residents and friends from around the state will have easy access via transit, trails, and Mountain View corridor to a vibrant, family, and community-friendly AAA ballpark. The new venue will have the capacity for 7,500 fans, and here at the ballpark, there will be a seat for everyone. The reason we love baseball is that it is at the heart of community and is the most accessible sport for individuals and families. You will find our amazing fans on the open lawn, on the berm, in the stands, and in our premium and club seating. Our new field-level suites are something you've only seen in Major League Baseball venues, but here at the new Bees Ballpark, fans at field level will be closer to home plate than the pitcher will. And we are excited to announce that the new ballpark will feature alcohol-free zones for families and children. We are building state-of-the-art facilities for players and umpires, media and front office staff, such as locker rooms, health and training facilities, and dugouts. The ballpark will feature an easy-to-access and well-merchandised team store, as well as local and creative dining and beverage options for every budget and taste. And in addition to riding transit, we want to see kids and adults riding their bikes and scooters to the games, and so we'll be providing secure bike storage for them. Now, Mark Amicone and the team at the Bees understand the value and excitement of a well-run AAA baseball team and what it can bring to our community. They will bring their A game to this new facility and help fans of all ages experience the fun of America's pastime. We have selected as our construction partner Oakland Construction, and want to acknowledge Brett Oakland, who's here with us today, for his partnership, and Jeremy Blank, the team at Oakland. We can't wait to get started with them and have tremendous confidence in their abilities and have been a longtime partner of ours. Our other partners include Larry H. Miller Real Estate, HOK, Tally CM, Urban Design Associates, MVE Architects, Atlas Architects, Lochi Landscaping Architecture, and others who have done amazing work on the design and planning for this project. Brad Holmes and his team are visionary real estate leaders and industry experts who care about communities where we live, work, and play. So you'll see that both here and on other Larry H. Miller real estate projects. They are proven stewards of community legacy, and I am proud of what they have accomplished to bring this incredible project to fruition. Finally, we are excited to announce a new landmark partnership with our new exclusive naming rights partner for the ballpark and its nearby sports and entertainment plaza, America First Credit Union. America First Square will feature year-round programming such as outdoor concerts and performances, ice skating, games, holiday festivals, patio dining, a water feature, and other amenities. America First Credit Union will also have credit union exclusivity rights and a street named within the Downtown Daybreak development. A collaborative promotions with SWIG for credit union members. Additionally, the Salt Lake Bees will contribute $200,000 annually towards community projects with a monetary match from the America First Charitable Foundation. And finally, America First Credit Union is a finance and lending partner for Downtown Daybreak and other Larry H. Miller real estate projects. As you can see, this is more than simply a logo on a venue. This is a true partnership. Thane Schaefer, who is the president and CEO of America First Credit Union, is with us today again, along with his incredible team and board. We're very grateful for your support and partnership. We have great alignments with values and a commitment to this community. And I would love to turn some time now over to Thane.
Wow, thanks, Steve. It's quite a day for a celebration, isn't it? I would like to pick up on something that Steve said and express my gratitude both to the Salt Lake Bees and to Steve and Ty's team. As our team, and we have a great team, has worked with theirs, Steve used the word alignment, and it is so true. It's just been a delight to watch the two organizations come together and create what we've been able to create here. It's a wonderful opportunity for us, especially we appreciate that it comes with this groundbreaking and being able to celebrate the new home for the Bees. I also appreciate that Steve brought up that this is more than just a sponsorship, that this is more than just a logo and a building. And I would like to take just a second and explain why that is for us on our side. And I'm going to mention another era in the Miller families, but in 1985, Gail and Larry Miller became the owners of the Utah Jazz. And that, I'm sure, was a watershed moment in the life of the Miller family. And as fate would have it, that actually was a milestone year for America First Credit Union as well. It was that year that was our first full year of operating as America First Credit Union. We had recently changed our names, and we were looking for a little bit of recognition for in the state of Utah, where we had opened our doors to membership for all of the residents of the state. In our history book, it mentions the intersection of those two situations with two sentences, and it simply says, as an item of information, Norm Steele, Norm was our longest serving board member in our history. Norm Steele reported that the Utah Jazz had put out feelers to use America First Credit Union as their credit union. He felt that this had great potential. Now, it was 2 years before I came to the credit union, 38 years ago, and so I did not know the board at that time, and I have no idea, but I doubt that they totally comprehended the depth of the Miller family's commitment to lifting people and communities. They obviously saw that that aligned well. But I think it's safe to say that great potential didn't scratch the surface of what's come to pass since that time. I just can't imagine the number of opportunities that we wouldn't have had to do good things in the community without our partnerships that we've had with the Miller family and with the Bees over the years. Since our inception, 84 years ago, almost 84 years ago, we haven't only focused on serving the financial needs of the community, but we've tried to focus on giving back in any way that we can. The reason that the foundations that Steve mentioned are so important is because every year our foundation does its best to work with organizations like elementary schools and shelters and pantries that provide for the basic needs of some of the most vulnerable citizens of our community. Our employees give many thousands of hours of volunteer service. And as we've grown in this and as we've become really proficient in this, we've also watched as the Miller family has intentionally and consistently established organizations and companies that are focused on or on making a positive difference. And that alignment and that closeness has only grown in our eyes as we've worked with them. So I'm especially grateful today to be able to extend our relationship with Salt Lake Bees and call us the naming rights partner for what is going to be an amazing area, not just the stadium, but the square, as Steve described it. And he's right, this isn't just a sponsorship. We have a lot of members in this area. We've got a lot of our members that live in there, 1.3 million members across our footprint, and many are in this area. And this is one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing part of the area, the communities that we serve. So it's gratifying to know that we can invest in an organization and in a place that will serve this community for decades to come. And Steve used almost the exact words that I had written down as a wholesome place to gather for family, friends, and for the community. So on behalf of America First, we congratulate the Salt Lake Bees on this announcement this day, and I give my deepest appreciation for the extended partnership. Thank you. I'll now turn the time over to Peter Woodfork from Major League Baseball.
First, I just want to start off by thanking you, Thane, for everything that you're doing for this community, is obviously Claire, and for the Salt Lake Bees. I mean, unbelievable commitment to all those involved, and we really do appreciate that from Major League Baseball. Second, I just want to say that's the first time, and I used to oversee Major League umpiring, that I've seen an umpire get that much applause in any format anywhere. So we appreciate it, especially from Perry over there. I mean, I was proud that he clapped Salt Lake Bees. We've enjoyed working with them on several fronts and appreciate all they do for the community. I think one great example of that is Play Ball Weekend. Play Ball Weekend is an event for us where we bring young boys and girls together, not only to play baseball on the field or softball on the field at Salt Lake, but also to become fans of the game. And I think it was truly remarkable that this year, Salt Lake City and the Bees led our attendance in that area. 120 minor league clubs, they had the most attendees and most kids attend, which was unbelievable. So again, a great reflection of Mark and his team, so we appreciate that. Mayor Ramsey, again, we may need to bring you to our National Mayor's Convention to tell everyone why this is a necessary thing to do, but I think it will be great for South Jordan. Your leadership really has been shown here by the amount of people that we have in attendance. So again, since taking over the minor league operations in 2021, one of our big things was upgrading facilities to improve both the working conditions for our players, those young men trying to make it to the major leagues, those young men and women that are umpires trying to make it to the major leagues, but also to have a tremendous fan experience. And I think, again, this opportunity, what you all do here, will provide that not only for our players, but also for fans to enjoy the game. So again, Downtown Daybreak is going to be unbelievable. So we really look forward to that. And most importantly, we still get to look at the mountains. I'm from New York City. We look at really tall buildings and a lot of clouds. So to be able to look here and get this seat and be able to see everything truly is going to be amazing. So again, I'll be here in 2025. No pressure that we finish on time, April 2nd, 2025. Be here for opening day, and I look forward to seeing you all here. So again, thank you very much. I will turn it over to Dennis, who is a friend and also the chairman of the Angels.
Thanks, Peter. I'm going to be brief, no matter how long it takes. So, you know, in my notes here, it said something about the Los Angeles Angels being excited about being here and being part of this. I am so impressed of your dedication of being here today and what this means to you. I believe that the Bees are one of the best franchises in minor league franchises in the whole scope of minor league baseball, but I may be a little bit prejudiced about that. We have a lot of confidence in this program. Working with Mark and his staff has been a real pleasure. I've been up here to see a couple games. The way this organization is run is top-notch, and looking at what the commitment is going forward just proves that out. Peter mentioned a little bit about the youth, and I see the youth sports logo up there. That is an important thing in any organization, but especially in baseball. We need to bring more and more kids into baseball, and that's what I hear here is going to happen. So I compliment you all on making that happen. Baseball is the greatest game in the world. Maybe a little prejudiced, but it is the greatest sport in the world. And we need to have these kids participate, become baseball fans. What was interesting in driving up today was the fact that everything was already built here, and now we're putting in. Most of the time, a stadium is built, and then they build around it. You got a great fan base here just to start, so congratulations on that. And like I said, we love coming to Utah, working with the Miller Organization and Mark and his people. And I just want to say that John Carpino, our president, and Artie Moreno, our owner, sends their regards. And I'm going back and tell them what a great turnout this was and the commitment I see to our players, to our staff, and everything else like that. So thank you for allowing me to be here today and seeing this. This is great. Wish you all the luck in the world. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Ramsey.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow residents of South Jordan City, today as mayor of the great city of South Jordan, I stand with you with immense gratitude and incredible excitement as we celebrate this transformative partnership that has played a pivotal role in shaping the vibrant future of our city. First and foremost, a heartfelt thank you to Dennis Kuhl, Gail Miller, America First Credit Union, and our dedicated Utah elected officials. Your vision and commitment have been instrumental in helping to bring us to this remarkable juncture. A huge thank you to our incredible South Jordan City Council, who are seated right here in the front, and staff. Please join me in thanking them. I am blessed to serve with the best team, and I appreciate their vision and integrity as together we strive to do our very best to enhance and protect the quality of life for those who live here in South Jordan, now and generations into the future. A special acknowledgement as well to those who have served before us, whose vision and efforts represent 2 decades of collaboration to make this dream a reality. I extend my deepest appreciation to Steve Starks and Brad Holmes and Amanda Covington and the entire Larry H. Miller Company for their audacious vision and unwavering determination. Please join me in thanking them. We are proud and grateful that you have chosen our beautiful city as the new home for the Bees. Let's reflect for a moment on the remarkable journey that has led us here. The land that we now stand on before the Daybreak development was owned by Rio Tinto Kennecott. 20 years ago, Rio Tinto Kennecott, in collaboration with Envision Utah and other Utah leaders, envisioned the Daybreak community here in South Jordan as a model of post-mining land use and visionary thinking, setting the stage for our city's anticipated growth. Daybreak's master plan, with its innovative features like the 5-minute rule and energy efficiency, a focus on walkability, has set a high standard for sustainable and community-centric development. Our partnership with Daybreak, particularly with the Larry H. Miller Company's acquisition in 2021, marks a renewed commitment to the original vision conceived in the early 2000s. A critical aspect of this partnership is the Housing Transit Reinvestment Zone designation, which was a collaborative effort involving Representative Mike Schultz, Senator Wayne Harper, the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity, UDOT, UTA, Jordan School District, Salt Lake County, Jordan Valley Water Conservancy District, Wasatch Front Regional Council, and others. This strategic initiative aligns our long-term goal of addressing Utah's housing shortage and creating a transit-oriented development including an additional track station. I'm not lucky enough to get the train like right at this moment, but you've seen it, right? I mean, no one's quite as cool as Steve Starks, right? Including an additional track station in our city with anticipated completion in 2025. The growth we have experienced here in Utah is significant, and South Jordan is at the forefront of this demographic shift. When South Jordan partnered with Rio Tinto Kennecott to shape the Master Development Agreement for Daybreak, this kind of growth was anticipated and prepared for in infrastructure, public safety, open space preservation, environmental impacts, and more. Looking ahead, the development's impact on our city's housing landscape will be significant. This development will add to the variety of housing options available to the residents of South Jordan in every stage of life. Personally, my husband and I would love for our children and grandchildren to be able to live in the city that they grew up in, and we are not alone. We've had many residents express a desire for plentiful housing options that will allow their entire family, no matter their stage of life, to live in the city they love. This development will also have a positive impact on Utah's housing shortage, which has a significant correlation to the rising cost of housing in our state. South Jordan is proud to step up and be part of the solution. A vital component of this vision comes through private investment. And we are thrilled to welcome the Larry H. Miller Megaplex Cinema Entertainment Center and the Salt Lake Bees as privately funded anchor tenants. There's the train, right? It's still cool. The 2025 inauguration promises moments of exhilaration from the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd, creating lasting memories for families and friends across this region. As we continue on this journey, we are mindful of the constant need for comprehensive planning. The city, in collaboration with our partners at Larry H. Miller Company, UDOT, and UTA, is actively addressing transportation infrastructure, including the addition of a new track station, expanded roads, and improved access points to enhance traffic flow. We've also implemented water-wise landscape ordinances, and we're working closely with the Larry H. Miller team to ensure water efficiency and conservation remain a key focus throughout the entirety of this project. Moreover, public safety remains a top priority. With a new police substation right there and increased police presence during events, we are committed to fostering a safe and family-friendly atmosphere. Collaboration with UDOT is underway to minimize traffic impact on our local streets, ensuring a seamless experience for residents and visitors alike. We are very excited to be the new home of the Bees. Downtown Daybreak in South Jordan will be home to this beautiful new ballpark that we're breaking ground on today. But this development will be so much more than that. It'll be a catalyst for economic growth and regional opportunity as the new urban center for the southwest quadrant of Salt Lake County. With attractive housing and amenities, new businesses and employment opportunities, entertainment, recreation, and education opportunities, contributing to the overall prosperity of our community. In conclusion, I just want to wrap up by extending our sincere appreciation again to America First Credit Union for sharing the vision of the City of South Jordan and the Larry H. Miller Company. Together, we are shaping the future of South Jordan, and Downtown Daybreak will be a key part of that. I invite each one of you to join us on this exciting journey. Our city is not merely growing, we are evolving into a dynamic, family-friendly, and sustainable community that we can all be very proud to call home. Thank you for being here today to join us for this celebration as together we look forward to the bright future that lies ahead for South Jordan. Now, if you'll turn your attention to the screens, I'd love to share with you a 5-minute video highlighting some of the exciting things that we have to come. And following the video, we'll be pleased to invite Representative Mike Schultz to share a few remarks. Thank you.
Enriching lives and building community has always been the hallmark of the Larry H. Miller Company. Stewardship of that legacy is alive in this project. An urban center that would act as a relief valve for the entire valley was part of the vision for Daybreak from the very start. We knew South Jordan was growing. We knew Daybreak was at the intersection of light rail and the Mountain View corridor. So, we knew a place like this would make a lot of sense. What we didn't know is that it would have a minor league ballpark. Downtown Daybreak will take years to complete. We're starting with the entertainment district, a mix of offices and places to live with great restaurants, a performance venue, a megaplex cinema entertainment center, and a minor league ballpark.
You know, historically, as we built our pioneer communities in Utah, each place had a walkable main street, a little downtown, and it created this local culture and unique sense of place. As the automobile came along, we kind of got away from that, and we kind of had this sameness everywhere. So being able to get back to that, where there's a destination locally that creates a unique sense of culture, is important, and it's something that Utahns are hungry for.
That's why we're so excited about Downtown Daybreak. It'll create a destination right here, a center in the heart of Southwest Salt Lake Valley. And in so doing, it'll rebalance the whole valley to everybody's benefit.
Downtown Daybreak is an exciting development that's going to give us a destination, a regional destination for the entire southwest quadrant of the valley. It's going to be a place that people across the valley and our friends in Utah County will want to come. It gives us a chance to have minor league baseball. That's a big deal. We're excited to create a place where families can go to recreate with amenities and opportunities. There is so much in store.
For the last 20 years, the southwest quadrant has been filling up with houses. And what we're doing here is placing in the heart of that a place for them to work, to play. We're connecting in such a way that no other community in the state can connect.
Now you won't have to travel out of here to go somewhere. You can just walk to where you want to go.
I think the new Downtown Daybreak would be an incredible addition, but I think if you can bring really good restaurants and different venues for entertainment, it would be incredible to have all of those things so very close to the neighborhood.
I am absolutely excited to have something within my own community that I can walk to, that I can go see my friends and neighbors at. I don't want to have to drive 30 minutes to go downtown to go out and have drinks with my friends.
So Daybreak was patterned around the kinds of things that we heard from Utahns. Walkable communities, destinations close. Looking forward into the future, we need to build on that and create the kind of place that will benefit not just us, but our children and our grandchildren, and keep Utah a great place to live.
Our growing part of the valley needs this. We need a center. There's an opportunity to create synergy with the surrounding communities and the work they're doing to help bring quality of life and access to opportunity to the residents who live here now and decades into the future.
It's a place where the young worker, the knowledge worker, will want to be to raise their family. It's a place that will become a great place to work. I mean, imagine what you can do on your lunch break in a place like Downtown Daybreak. You could go paddleboard for an hour. You could get on a pump track or a jump line on your mountain bike, or you can explore the Bingham Creek. So in this sense, nature comes right to the heart of this place. It's very connected.
But as these things move here, you know, it'll be a more holistic place to live.
Daybreak has always been about getting people out of their cars, using their legs, being outside, being together. To do that, you have to bring other things together as well. Work, home, food, fun, and the outdoors. Daybreak's recognized as a model for this kind of design thinking. And with Downtown Daybreak, we're taking that idea to a whole new level. You could choose to live or work right on the edge of the ballpark. Imagine looking right out your window to watch the game, or hanging out on the roof deck with friends. Talk about connected. So whether you're walking from the office or biking from home or stepping off light rail, Downtown Daybreak will bring a fresh new vibe, some fresh air, and maybe even a hot dog and a ball game. It's a new center of gravity in the Salt Lake Valley.
Oh, and one last thing. Go Bees!
Well, I'm going to tell you, well,
I think Mayor Ramsey and Steve Starks did a great job telling you the story. Now I want to tell you the story behind the story. So about 3-4 years ago, I got a phone call from Nathan Ricks. And it was later in the week, Thursday, Friday, and those of you that know Nathan, he doesn't have a lot of patience. And he needed to meet with me ASAP, and I was at the ranch, and he said, well, I'm coming up to the ranch. And so I think he came up on a Friday afternoon, and he talked about, well, Nathan was the developer. For those of you who don't know, Nathan was the developer of the point of the mountain, and really the center of the Silicon Slopes for the state of Utah. And really that has put Utah on the map and changed our state, diversified our economy, and really taken our state to the next level. And so he's really a visionary person, but he was talking about his next phase of that development was around the Front Runner Station. And he laid out his vision for what he thought it was, and it was everything that we had been talking about as a state, where it was mixed use, where people could come, work, recreate, live right around a transit stop, not have to get on the roads and congest our roads, where they could live in a walkable community, and everything that we had hoped for and wanted. But he said, well, but I can't financially make it work. And I'm in the development business, and I said, what do you mean? I kind of know these numbers. So I pushed back on him a little bit and said, no, I think you're wrong. And we went back and forth, and he helped convince me why he was right, and as usual, I was wrong. And we sat, and at that point in time, talked about what the solutions might be for these types of communities to come forward. And that's how HTRZ was hatched. That day, that afternoon, 3 to 4 years ago. I told Nate, as we worked through these things, we talked about the difficulties of getting this passed through the legislature and the opposition. It was no easy lift. In fact, I told him more than likely the Senate's probably going to screw it up. Dan McKay will get his hands on it, and who knows where this goes. I have a flag associated. I don't know. Something weird might happen. Who knows with this? But lo and behold, Nate put together a great team, honestly, with Andrew Gruber and several others, and they brought all the stakeholders together and worked together, and they actually started that bill in the Senate, and then they got over the House, and I thought, oh, heck, I hope I don't screw it up in the House. And we had a great champion of it. Representative Steve Handy at the time helped us get it passed through the House. And that's how HTRZ was born. And for those of you that don't know, Nathan passed away about a year ago, maybe a little less than a year ago. And he didn't get to live to see his vision of the HTRZ play out, even on his own project. And he did not get to see this vision laid out. And what is happening today is so much bigger than any of us ever imagined. I mean, whoever would have thought Major League Baseball or baseball stadium being built in South Jordan, right on the tracks line, right in the community that we have talked about being built. You talk about a visionary, someone that can think ahead. We're here today because of him and the things that he did. He's such a visionary person. And, there would likely be a development here today without HTRZ, but I'm telling you, it wouldn't be this development. And this has happened today because of great business leaders coming together with state leaders to do things that are tough, but also necessary to address Utah's growing population and our toughest needs. And it wouldn't happen without the Miller family and Gail. I can't tell you how much we appreciate your leadership all across the state. As I've watched Daybreak over the last 20 plus years and it being sold a couple times all to out-of-state or even out-of-country owners, how grateful are we that it's now owned by such a great family that actually cares about our communities and the long-term vision for Utah. And this is what you get when you have that. And coming together with great state leaders like Speaker Wilson, who's getting ready to resign from the House and move on, hopefully, to the United States Senate. I look forward to supporting him. We need good people like him in Washington. But what a great leader he's been for the House and for the state. President Adams, oh my heck, anybody that knows President Adams, he's not only a step ahead of everybody else, he's literally 20, 30 years ahead of everybody else. The things that we're seeing, the way we got out here today, really he had his fingerprints on 20 plus years ago. We're lucky to have him. Governor Cox, you have about 500,000 reasons to hate me, but you've put that behind us. And I'm so grateful that you work with us. The relationship that we have as state leaders is second to none. And when you have that type of collaboration, working back and forth, we get great things like this. And, Governor, you're a fantastic leader. You lead with your chin. You're not afraid to take on the hard things. And we're grateful to have you, and Utah needs you. Thank you. Just a shout out quick to the House and legislative bodies. We sure appreciate it. And boy, the Miller team, Amanda, Steve Starks, Kelsey, you guys have done a fantastic job. Thank you. And thank you for allowing me to say a few minutes and being here today. Thank you.
Wow, isn't it exciting to be here today? I've got a jersey on, and all I need is a mitt and maybe a ball and a bat, and I think we ought to play ball. I think we're all excited for the groundbreaking, but I'm with you. I'm looking for the 2025 when we can play ball here. It's an exciting day, and it's a great day for Utah. I'm really here to say thank you, and I want to thank you, Representative Schultz, again, our legislative leaders, and those. We have a great legislature. But I really want to say thank you. In fact, I don't know. In fact, I don't think words are enough to thank Gail and her family, the whole family organization, Steve, the Miller organization. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I think everything we touch in Utah, the Miller family's there lifting, supporting, helping. Thank you so much. It's just so great to be partners with you. And of course, America First Credit Union, we love them. The availability of credit drives our economy, and we know Utah's done well, but because we have great partners and because of America First Credit Union. I have a little bit of a passion for Utah, 16 grandkids. We know Utah is the best managed state in the nation. We have the best economy. We're the happiest state. You could go on with the accolades, best GDP. But people really don't come here. People don't stay here because of our great economy. They come because of our quality of life. They come because of great things, the recreational thing, like the B Stadium we're here to celebrate, the light rail that's behind me. But they come because of our quality of life. And that our economy's done so well, we have a little bit of a problem with our quality of life. And one of them is affordable housing. And, I've talked a lot about where our economy's so good, our housing that costs so much, that we're actually losing our middle class. And we're concerned about being able to get people into homes and to be able to have them have the pride of home ownership. This development, this Downtown Daybreak, is more than a B Stadium. It's more than a Miller Theater. It's a spot where families can live. It's a spot where family can afford housing. And Mayor, I want to thank you and your council for this mixed-use development. This is a development that allows for a mix of housing, that allows for people to live here no matter what their income, no matter what their status in life, to be able to have them experience this great area. When when we started, the mayor talked about the great things that are going here in the Megaplex Theater. She leaned over to me and said, maybe you ought to move here. I think you may be right. It's tempting. Maybe I would move here. But because of the great things, you sit between the Mountain View Corridor, the track station, and in a great area with all the great amenities, the mixed-use developments here. It's a great day for Utah. I just want to thank you again and congratulate the Miller family and all those involved in this great project. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need to take an organ with me everywhere we go. I love the walk-up music. Look, I have a whole bunch of things I'm supposed to say. They've already been said. So let me just share a couple thoughts that are maybe just a little bit different. A couple of weeks ago, we had Charles Cook, the political pundit and author, come and speak to us down in southern Utah. And he said something that I thought was very profound. He said, we have a problem with the rising generation. He said, we need to stop telling them to grow up to change the world. We don't need to tell them to change the world. Most of them aren't going to change the world, okay? But what we need to tell them instead is to grow up with a dream to build their community. Now, I'm the luckiest governor in the United States because basically all I have to do every day is wake up and follow Gail Miller and Steve Starks and Amanda and their team and come to an event like this and smile because something amazing is going to happen. We have some of the most amazing leaders, mayors like Mayor Ramsey, a Senate president, Speaker of the House, and Majority Leader who get all of this community building stuff. At a time when our nation is filling up with arsonists, we are in a room full of architects, people who build, people who understand, people who want to leave a place better than they found it. Now, I want to leave you with this thought. I believe that baseball can save our country. It is America's pastime for a reason. Baseball is very different, right? Steve and I were talking, Theo Epstein, who was here, most of you know, Red Sox and Chicago Cubs, he came and he said, baseball is the one sport where you get to talk and associate and communicate because baseball is different, right? Baseball is slow. Not as slow as it used to be, and Peter, we appreciate that. That's been a great change, but still slow, right? You come and you get to talk to your neighbor and you really get to know them as things happen, and we have to be patient. We have to be patient when we watch baseball because something amazing is going to happen, but it's going to take time, and that's a lesson that we've forgotten. In fact, John Adams said that patience is one of the political virtues that keeps us all from becoming ravenous political beasts. Patience, moderation, things we don't hear about. Humility was the third one, by the way. But patience. Baseball is a game of patience. Baseball brings us together and gives us a different identity, right? When we gather together at a baseball game, we're no longer Republicans or Democrats. We're not MAGA or woke or anything else. We're Bees fans, right? That's who we are. We're Utahns. We're Americans because this is America's game. This is our sport. Right? And it brings us together. And that unity is really important. And so everything that you are seeing today, right? The stuff that we just announced, the collaboration that it took to get this here, this is the stuff of Brigham Young and the pioneers, right? This is the stuff of our DNA, of our history. This will outlast every one of us, future generations. Now, I want to finish with one quick story. My wife, I went to law school in Southern Virginia, got a summer job at a big law firm in Greensboro, North Carolina. We just had our first baby. He was 6 months old. We didn't know anyone. We didn't know anything about the city. We had one car that was falling apart. But what we knew is they had a AAA baseball team. And it was cheap. We could get in. It was about the only thing we could afford at the time. And so at least once a week, we would go to Major League Baseball. We'd stay until my kid got sad and needed his diaper changed or needed a bottle or whatever, and then we would leave. But we went, and we found a new identity, a War Memorial Stadium, this old stadium that was kind of falling apart, this AAA ball club. And we met the people around us, and we got to talk, and we got to associate, and we got to enjoy it. And there was a moment that is engraved in time. Well, not engraved in time, but it was in the local newspaper. I was very proud of it. There was a foul ball that was coming our way. And you see everyone scattering, except me. And there I am with my hand out, ready to catch that ball, with my 6-month-old right here on my hip, and people looking at me like I'm the worst dad in the world, okay? Well, when that little boy won the Lions Club tournament at 11 years old in Ephraim, Utah, I remembered that day when I got to hold him and try to catch that foul ball together, the two of us, because baseball connects generations. Baseball is about rootedness. It's about who we are at our core. It brings us together, and we get to do that. We get to do that right here in Daybreak, and it's an awesome thing. Congratulations to everybody who made it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you to all of our speakers that have been with us today. Now, before we conclude, Mayor, Gail Miller and I would love to present the City of South Jordan with a rendering designed by none other than our Chief Visionary Officer, Stephen James, as a reminder of this strategic partnership that will deliver once-in-a-generation asset. Gail and Mayor, if you'll join me at the podium.
Well, I think I am what's called the cleanup hitter. I just want to, first I want to relate a little story since the governor opened the door. My roots are in softball, which naturally evolved into baseball. But when I was pregnant with our first child and in labor, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning, going all day long, during a softball tournament, Larry finally said to the doctor, "Do I have time to go play my game?" And the doctor said yes. So he did and got back in time, just in time for the baby to be born. 3 days later, I'm sitting at White Park watching a softball game. Second child born 2 years later. Larry's between the state tournament and the national tournament. Finished the state tournament on Wednesday, had to leave for the national tournament on Friday, so I accommodated him and had the baby on Thursday. 10 days later, he comes home from the tournament and sees his second son for the first time. So softball is in our blood. Our children were raised at a ballpark. They loved it. They learned the game. We naturally evolved into a baseball family. Those are the roots that I cherish. The softball team was our family. We spent many, many, many nights and weekends watching softball games. Visiting with the other wives became my refuge. They were my close friends. The team was Larry's family as well. So it's natural for me to understand that dreams and visions have been brought to bear today with unprecedented partnerships that we have made through this process. There are a lot of people that need to be thanked, and many of them have been thanked many, many times already. But I do want to thank Brad, Steve, Michelle, Mark, and Amanda, and their teams for the thoughtful approach and innovative designs that have created what we will continue to be the gold standard master plan community and urban center. I want to thank Mayor Ramsey and South Jordan City Council and your team for being with us every step of the way. I was very impressed the night I visited your council meeting, and we were granted the right to build with your help here. I want to thank the governor and the legislature and your leadership on all things, especially for the smart growth that you promote. I want to thank Peter, Dennis, and Perry. Our history is long and deep, and it means the world that you're here. And truly, thank you to the America First Credit Union. What a valuable partner you've been since 1985. Thank you for standing with us and to enriching the lives of our neighbors and families. So that concludes the formal part of our program, and so I would like to invite those on stage and other invited guests to come and join me in the groundbreaking phase of Downtown Daybreak and the new Salt Lake Bees Ballpark.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our official program. We enjoy you to please enjoy J-Dogs, Megplexer, popcorn, and Swig cookies. As you exit, we will have a gift for you before you board the bus. This event will end promptly at 3 o'clock. Thank you.